Have you ever found yourself caught up in a relationship with someone who seems to pull you in one moment and push you away the next? Someone who is charming one day, then indifferent or even cruel the next? If so, you've likely encountered a narcissist. And let me tell you, chasing after them can feel like running after a mirage. The harder you chase, the farther away they seem to get. But here's the truth. The best thing you can do is stop chasing. Letting go is hard, especially when you've invested so much of yourself into a person. But it's the most empowering decision you can make. Narcissists thrive on attention and admiration. They feed off the validation they receive from others. For them, relationships often serve as tools for boosting their ego and getting their needs met, rather than offering genuine emotional connection or mutual respect. This can create a toxic dynamic in which you feel like you're constantly trying to earn their affection or prove your worth. You give and give, hoping that maybe, just maybe, they'll start to reciprocate your love and care. But the reality is that they're rarely capable of true emotional reciprocity. No matter how much you pour into them, they won't pour anything back into you. When you chase a narcissist, it's like you're offering them a feast while you starve yourself. You might receive temporary moments of attention or affection, but these moments are fleeting and inconsistent. Narcissists have a way of giving you just enough to keep you hooked, but never enough to truly satisfy your emotional needs. It's as if they downed a carrot in front of you, making you think that if you keep running, eventually you'll get the prize. But that prize is always out of reach, and chasing after it only drains you. You might convince yourself that if you just try harder, if you're more patient, if you love them more, they'll change. But the truth is, narcissists rarely change. They might show some surface-level empathy or make temporary adjustments to get you back into their good graces. But these shifts are usually short-lived. The underlying patterns of narcissistic behavior, manipulation, gaslighting, emotional abuse, remain the same. The more you chase, the more you feed into their sense of superiority, and the more you lose yourself in the process. In the beginning, narcissists can be incredibly charismatic. They know how to charm and seduce people into their orbit. This is what makes the relationship so difficult to break free from. You might feel like you've found the perfect partner, someone who seems to understand you and make you feel special. But over time, you start to notice the cracks in the facade, the emotional distance, the selfishness, the disregard for your needs. It's easy to make excuses for their behavior, to rationalize their actions, and to believe that if you just try harder, they'll finally see you for who you really are. But in reality, they'll never see you as an equal. You are always going to be secondary to their needs and desires. It's important to remember that narcissists are not capable of true intimacy. They may say the right words, make grand gestures, and even promise to change, but these things are typically just tactics to maintain control over you. When you chase them, you're allowing them to set the terms of the relationship. You're accepting the role of the one who is always giving, always striving, always reaching for something that isn't there. But here's where the power lies. When you stop chasing, you regain control over your own life. You stop giving them the power to determine your worth. You stop allowing them to manipulate your emotions and make you feel small. By walking away, you make room for real, healthy relationships to enter your life. Relationships based on mutual respect, trust, and genuine care. It's not about giving up on love. It's about giving up on a relationship that was never going to be fulfilling in the first place. Letting go of a narcissist is an act of self-respect. It's about choosing yourself, your mental health, and your well-being over the emotional roller coaster of chasing someone who will never give you what you truly need. It's okay to grieve the loss of the idea of the relationship you thought you had, but don't confuse that grief with failure. Walking away is not weakness. It's strength. It takes courage to step back from someone who has such a powerful hold on you, but it's the only way to free yourself from their grasp. And yes, it's going to be tough. There will be moments when you miss them, when you question if you did the right thing, when you wonder if they'll ever change. But every day you spend away from them is a day you're reclaiming your life. You don't need their approval to be worthy. You don't need their love to be whole. You are enough as you are, and by letting go, you make space for the love and respect you truly deserve. The hardest part of walking away is often realizing that you can't change a narcissist. You can't make them see you, hear you, or understand you in the way that you want. They may never apologize or even acknowledge the harm they've caused, but that doesn't mean that you aren't worth more than their empty promises and manipulative behavior. The moment you stop chasing after them, you begin the journey of healing and reclaiming your own sense of worth. So if you're in a relationship with a narcissist and you feel like you're constantly chasing something that's just out of reach, remember this: you don't have to run any longer. Stop chasing, let them go, and let yourself heal. You deserve so much more than the emotional exhaustion of chasing after someone who will never truly value you. When you stop chasing, you'll finally be able to breathe again, and you'll discover that the love you've been searching for